The Crotchety Old Men podcast is not a registered investment, legal, or tax advisor or a broker-dealer. All investment financial opinions expressed by or on the Crotchety Old Men podcast are from the personal research and experience of the owner of the site and are intended as educational material. Although best efforts are made to ensure that all information is accurate and up to date, occasionally unintended errors and misprints may occur. Before you invest or make any investment-based decisions, consider your own personal circumstances. You should do your own research and seek advice from a financial professional.
Good afternoon, good morning, good day, or good evening, wherever you are in the world, in the hemisphere. Hi, this is Gary Smith, co-host for the Crotchety Old Men podcast. And man, are we excited this week with the guests we have in the house today. However, before I get to that part, let me bring on my main man, George Crumley, in the studios. Top of the day to you, George.
Hey, Smitty, top of the day to you also. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited today. Well, of course, I'm excited every episode, but I'm exceedingly excited today, man. What's going on in your world?
Hey, Smitty, everything's good. We just continue to deliver this information to our audience. It's so important to give them to educate and expose and give them the opportunity. And today is no different. We're going to talk about a subject that we talked about, I guess about a year ago, which is cryptocurrency. And we talked about it and talked about the explosion and the opportunities. And we just wanted to circle back around to give our audience an update on that. So without further ado, Smitty, I'm going to let you go ahead and do the introductions. I don't want to waste any time on, just talking on my side. So go right into it.
Okay. Well, look here, y'all. If I start stumbling, it's only because I'm drooling over this guy's resume. All right. And actually, he's a Detroiter. All right. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Great parents with meager means. All right. And as a youngster, this guy, man, he always had these large dreams, but it was kind of transit from his current reality. But if we fast forward, at the age of 15, he got his black belt in karate. All right, winning an AAU title. From there, this guy, he's an athlete personified. Got a full ride scholarship to University, matter of fact, Michigan State University, if I'm not mistaken, on the U.S. track and field team. And matter of fact, man, he represented the United States in coming in the world record, but matter of fact, ranking number 2 in the 400 meters. Okay, and that was back in 2002 at Wayne State University. I mean, this guy has done some incredible things. He's also had the experience with the Dallas Cowboys. In 1986, he was a stockbroker, and then eventually he launched his own investment firm. And George, we're all about entrepreneurship on this podcast. Moving forward from that, I mean, talk about exponential growth. It seemed like greatness was a part of this guy's DNA, man, because he got into the real estate market. Of course, we all know how that went in 2008, had the ups and downs. 2 years later, George, 24 months later, this guy bounced back and started Winlane Sports and Entertainment. Oh, but he didn't stop there. In 2012, he became a personal trainer in the cryptocurrency business. And then he moved his entire savings, man. I mean, he had made a lot of money doing real estate, mortgages, and stuff like that. And then he moved all that into crypto. I could go on and on and on and on talking about this fabulous young man that I lovingly call E.T., but he's known as Eliot Tabron. Give me a warm welcome for Mr. Eliot Tabron in the studio with us, ladies and gentlemen. Eliot.
Welcome.
Hey, how are you guys?
Well, man, we're great. I wanted to say so much more about you, man, but I figured, man, people think I done made this stuff up, so I wanted to give you the floor.
Well, I tell you, Gary said some great things about me, but I remember after my little time with the Cowboys and running for the U.S. team, I became a stockbroker, financial planner, and the person that I looked up to the most was a guy, I think he's on the call. His name is Gary Smith. And this guy had a yacht. He had a high-rise condo. I mean, this guy was living the life that I only dreamt to live, coming from a relatively meager family and meager means and so forth. And he was a phenomenal mentor. He always spoke positive. I mean, it's incredible in my life to have Gary come in there and be a friend and a mentor. So I want to give it back to Gary Smith. And I still call him today for nuggets. So we had a lot of fun together, and we made some good money together. He put me on the right road because I wanted to be like, I didn't want to be like Mike. I wanted to be like Gary. So that being said, I truly appreciate an opportunity to speak with you guys today, wherever you are in the world today, tonight, wherever you are. But my path has been something that I'm grateful to God about, and I put Him above all. As Gary mentioned, my came up from Detroit. Came out here. He told you the story. I won't go into that again. But after the market crashed in real estate, I was a real estate broker, and I was a builder. And so I had everything other than my 401k. Everything was banking on real estate. And I had a little retirement, but everything was banking on real estate and building homes. In 2009, the market crashed. So I lost a substantial amount of my real estate holdings as a result of that. And so sorry about that. I lost a substantial amount of my real estate holdings. Turning my phone completely off here, guys. And that being said, I had to figure out a way to bounce back. So I got involved with marketing companies and so forth, and I started trading forex, and I was losing money at first, and so I was just trying to find my way and had to kind of seek God for an answer, and an answer came where I didn't even know the answer would come. In 2010, I said, well, what do I have to lose? I heard about Bitcoin, so I made a substantial investment in Bitcoin about 2010, 2011, and then I forgot about it. I kept working and kept working and kept working, praying. In 2000 and about 21, I noticed that about 2020, I noticed that Bitcoin had drastically went up. I was hearing more and more about Bitcoin. I checked my wallet, and it was a substantial blessing. And it just having vision, and for me, it's leading to God's understanding, not my own understanding, because I certainly can't take the credit for knowing what Bitcoin was going to do. So I got involved with that. I looked at my wallet; it was substantial, and so I said, "Well, I'm going to buy a house," and I didn't plan to buy one of the most expensive houses in Arizona. It just worked that way, and God showed me signs that was a house for myself and my family. I have a wife and a son that graduated from the University of Michigan, so I'm happy about that. I've got a daughter that's 7, believe it or not, and so yeah. So don't let the gray hair fool you, but. So yeah, I did that, and I wanted to provide a home for them. So this house was quite costly. For buying the house, I was blessed to be featured in Wall Street Journal. They called me and wanted to do a story on me. And I think one of the first people I called was Gary. I was so proud and so excited. I want him to share in my blessings because he was the first part of it. He was what gave me that motivation that I can do anything. And so we did that. And so I continued to trading. So what do I do? We want to talk about crypto. So quite honestly, in 2010, 2011, I didn't know that much about crypto. In 2019, 2020, I started studying crypto a lot more. 2020, I said, I've been blessed. So I started Winner's Circle. So I went online, I called all my friends, I went on Facebook, and I said, I'm going to teach crypto for free. So I started teaching crypto to, first it was like 10 people, 50, 100. Next thing you know, it was over 1,000 people on my Zoom calls that I was teaching crypto to. And I did that and took hours and hours of doing. And I did that because that was what I felt my God calling was, because what God gave me, I wanted to give back. So I just started teaching crypto, and I got in a few platforms. I did really, really well in those platforms, and I realized that some crypto platforms are good and some are not good, Just be careful about it. But I'm going to give you guys all the things that I went through. I'll give you what I feel is a sure bet, and that's what a billionaire gave me that I took my Series 7 class with back in the day when I first became a stockbroker. He said, Eliot, get on crypto.com. He told me this in 2020. So I transferred most of my assets to crypto.com. And I don't get paid from crypto.com. So I'm just telling you, he didn't get paid for telling me. I don't get paid from telling you. But probably 2 years later, I got all my people on crypto.com. I taught them how to use crypto.com. He told me, Eliot, I'm going to give you the crypto picks. He gave me the crypto picks, and Shiba Inu was one of them. So I'm just giving you some picks. So just Shiba Inu is down a few percent right now, but it's got some great things happening. Dogecoin was another one. I went up probably 500% in Dogecoin at the time. We went up 500%. Crypto.com coin, CRO. That's a coin. I went up over 1,000% on that coin. It went from, I bought it at 2 cents, it went to 60 cents. So it's down now to probably about 4 or 5 cents a coin. So these are coins that I got my entire group to buying and holding. And when it went up, we took some profit. Everybody had a Merry Christmas. And I am remunerated. I am made whole when I'm able to bless others. And so I was able to bless others by sharing, not holding, but sharing that information. Now, there were a couple of platforms, however, I got to digress, that did not work out. I won't mention the names of the platforms, but a couple did not work out. And that one that I'm thinking of specifically, I put several $100,000 in and lost several $100,000 in that particular platform. Fortunately, I diversified with other platforms. But I would tell you this. There are platforms now that you can reach out to me. I'll leave my number for you, and I can share with you. And I'm going to take time to share them on the phone, on this podcast. But there are platforms now that you can get involved with at the beginning that has significant promises that I'm involved with now and making money with right now. But I would say that never risk more than you can afford to lose. I'm aggressive, but never risk more than you can afford to lose. And I will tell you that no matter what platform you get into, because I don't have a crystal ball, I can only go by probability. I learned that from people like Gary Smith. You never tell anybody to invest more than they can afford to lose. And it's a pyramid. You invest, make sure you got your savings, make sure you got your insurance. And up here will be your stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and then your higher risk investments at the top with probably less than 10% of your investable money will go into higher risk. So, but with that said, if you're positioned to do that, great. The next skill set that I'm teaching right now and advocating is the ability to learn how to trade. Remember, I told you I started trading forex, and the first year or so I was losing. I lost thousands of dollars. That's because I was guessing. I didn't understand how to trade. You have to increase the probability. So now I have a platform that teaches how to trade. And I've learned how to trade over the last few years, and it's been a blessing in profits that we're able to make. I don't want to talk about that type of percentages, but significantly more than probably what you're used to, so significantly more than probably what you're getting right now. But the most important thing, even if you're only making 5% a year, that's about 10 times what you're making in the bank. Even if you're only making that amount, which we're making that per day almost. But even if you're only making 5% a year, if you learn the skill set of trading, nobody can ever take that away from you. You can trade anywhere in the world. I trade forex, $7.7 trillion a day. I can make, I'm not saying I'm making this much, but I can make $1 million a week and nobody even know my name. That's what I like to have it. You can make $1 billion a week, or I'm just giving that number out. Well, we know George Soros made $1 billion. All things you can Google. George Soros made $1 billion. He's one of the richest men in the world. He made $1 billion in one day. There are multiple billionaires in forex, but you want to diversify. You want to learn how to trade, get in a couple of platforms. You want to understand crypto. So what is crypto? Well, cryptocurrency is starts with Bitcoin. That's the grandfather. So Bitcoin is actual cryptocurrency. Gary?
You know what, Elliot, if I can just interrupt you just for a second, because I want to make sure our audience get this, man, because, man, you're sharing so many nuggets, brother. Oh, my goodness. I got to get me another pen because I can't hardly keep up with you. But you said also, but no, you're right on point, and I definitely want you to maintain that thought about what is crypto, because that's a big question. I know a lot of people have some misinformation. But I wanted to point out to something to the audience, though, our listeners, is that your resiliency. I mean, every step along the way, you had the ability or the opportunity, I should say, to quit. I mean, you talked about your losses and things of that nature. And I believe a lot of people need to hear this, not from a negative perspective, but that you learn from what you did. You didn't lose, okay? You learn from that. And whatever the financial part or the monetary number was just the cost of education. It was not a loss because you continued on. And this is what people really need to hear. Okay, so a lot of times people just hang on the thought that, oh, they lost money in crypto. Oh, it's no good. Let me go on to something else. No. We've lost money in real estate. I've lost money in the stock market. I've lost money in other things. Hey, gambling even. But people don't stop. All right. So, Elliot, I just want to commend you on that, on your resiliency, your tenaciousness, and going back to that dream that you had as a kid. Okay. When you know what your why is, the how you get there won't matter. So, brother, I just want you to continue on. And what is crypto?
Well, thank you, Gary. Yeah, he's absolutely right. You never give up. If you're still living and breathing, you still have an opportunity. There were there were a number of people that became millionaires after the age of 60. So that's what your desire is. Whatever your goal is, you can reach your goal. The water here. So, what is crypto? Crypto is a decentralized asset that is not controlled by any one individual or any corporation. It allows everybody the same opportunity. Crypto is ran or operated through what's called a blockchain. Just think of a blockchain as a bunch of computers that are linked together all over the world, linked with a chain all over the world. They're all speaking to each other. That's the blockchain. Blockchain operates on algorithms and operates on and keeps track of all the what they call ledgers, the buys and sells. It keeps track of all of those things automatically through the computer blockchain. Now, you can you can Google it and look it up, but you can get a more descriptive definition of it. But that's basically what cryptocurrency is. It's a digital currency that is, linked together by a blockchain. Now, the grandfather, the real cryptocurrency is really Bitcoin. It's really the only true cryptocurrency. Anything after Bitcoin, like Ethereum and Dogecoin and the other ones, Crypto.com coin, all these are called altcoins. Altcoins are short for alternative to Bitcoin. So they are not actual, they're not the crypto coins. It's considered cryptocurrency now for the sake of ease of remembering it, but it's really considered an altcoin, so alternative to Bitcoin. So that's kind of what cryptocurrency is. They started off with a few hundred, now a few thousand. The key is which cryptocurrency should you invest in, and why should you invest in cryptocurrency? Well, you want to find something that has some technical backing behind it that is relevant to the progressing of society. For example, Ethereum. Ethereum has a significant banking swift transaction component to it that's going to make banking a lot easier in terms of its transactions. And anything that is connected to Ethereum that has that technical connection to help Ethereum work, those are the coins that you want to take a look at. Again, you can call me or email me, probably be better at etabron at iCloud.com, etabron, etabron at iCloud.com, and I will help you and give you some picks. I don't want, there's several picks that we have, and I'll give them to you for free if you
Oh,
want some cryptocurrency picks.
man,
So
that is
it's all
wonderful.
about giving back.
That is wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is wonderful. You know, now in comparison, Elliot, is it a certain age bracket, or as far as a portfolio, and because you're looking at during your cumulative stages, let's say, for instance, age 25 to 65, usually you're trying to accumulate money. And then after that, it's a conservative type of approach. But it sounds like crypto is just taking off with the millennials, the younger people, and things of that nature. What, and you hear all the negative things about, the Sam Bateman guy that got busted, or what, I shouldn't say busted, but, heck, he's been indicted. And the Coinbase. How does that negativity, if you will, can you address some of that stuff? Because I know those are some blockage there for people probably getting involved or what have you. So maybe you can clear the air with that, if you would.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Remember Sam Bateman? It wasn't the crypto. It wasn't the fault of the crypto. It was his company and the management of his company that got people in trouble. So they got with the platform, and it was his platform, and happened to be just luck of the draw, or unluck of the draw, that people that were involved in that particular platform, which he had control over. So how do you avoid that? You want to get with the largest. Coinbase is one of the largest, and Crypto.com, one of the largest, and Binance is one of the largest. But what you want to do to safeguard yourself, regardless of how good you think the platform is, you want to get I don't have one here, but you want to get a USB. And you want to download your crypto from your crypto wallet platform into a cold wallet, into a USB that accepts crypto, and you want to download that and keep that separately. If you have a significant amount, and that's all relative, what you may feel is a significant amount of money in crypto, you want to download that crypto onto a USB. And now it does not matter what platform you're on. If Crypto.com goes out of business, you still own your Bitcoin. So you want to safeguard your crypto with a USB card. You can go on Amazon and look at USB cards for crypto and order that, and you safeguard yourself. Because remember, it is not the crypto. There's an old saying that no one is ever, they may have broken into Crypto.com, they may have broken into, which I don't have heard of, or any other platform, but they've never broken into the blockchain. Even somebody on Wall Street once said this. He says, when he was asked, and he's on Wall Street, just older gentleman, a mature gentleman, he was asked, what's the probability of somebody hacking into the blockchain? He says, okay, it's kind of like McDonald's, chicken McNuggets. In order to hack into the blockchain, it would be the equivalent of somebody taking the chicken McNugget, turning it back into a chicken, because it's moving it's so many components, it's moving so rapidly, and it's got so many different moving algorithm parts to it. And I'm not a computer science person. Somebody who's better with computer can probably explain it better than I can. But it's so complicated that it's never been able to be broken into. It's nearly impossible. In his opinion, is like taking the chicken McNugget, turning it back into a chicken. So
Hey,
so that's why you want to download that. George?
hey, Elliot, all good stuff. And so, based on what I'm hearing, is you're still an endorser and very high on investing in cryptocurrency. So, for our audience, and especially for me also, because I was, I guess you would call it an early, uh, not as in favor of Bitcoin. I had to learn a little bit more about it before I, jumped into investing in it. But for those that are out there, there's a lot of negative press. So one of the big things going on right now is the regulatory clarity. I think that's what they're calling it, to understanding, how the government has jumped in and actually, I believe they're suing a couple of I'm not sure if it's Coinbase or one of the other, or actual crypto, one of the actual coin manufacturers, but there's a lot of suits going on right now in the high courts regarding cryptocurrency. Can you speak to any of that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'll speak to one part first in terms of the litigation. They came at XRP, which was the SEC sued SRP. And my understanding, they just finished it, and XRP won. What they were trying to do was, the SEC and the government was trying to do is say that cryptocurrency is a security. And so they were unable to prove that, obviously, that XRP and the cryptocurrency that they were holding were securities, because it's not a security, it's decentralized, it's not controlled. Now, in terms of what I believe the banks are getting, if you look at, I don't remember the number, looking at periodical, that banks have lost millions and billions of dollars have been moved from the banks to other platforms like crypto and other investments, and that's an issue, and that becomes somewhat political. So what's happening, I believe, is that, and what's going to ultimately happen is that the U.S. government and other governments are going to come up with their own coins, and they're already working on that. And there will be what's called centralized coins. So if decentralized means that nobody has control, centralized means that the government, that means that somebody has control. So they want, because there's so much money that's going into the crypto market, but even though crypto is down right now, so much money went into crypto, so much curiosity about crypto, and so many great things are happening with XRP, who can do transactions faster than any bank can do it in a millisecond in terms of financial transactions. So there's so much technology involved and so much further ahead than the traditional banking system, that they are going to have to jump on the bandwagon, but they want to control it so they can tax it. I mean, it's
So
just, yeah.
yeah, yeah, just so that the audience understand. I mean, the key word you said was, is it a security? And so, meaning that if it's a security, it's basically like a stock. And if it's like that, that means it comes under SEC regulations, and that allows them to do things to control it as they're not able to do right now. Is that where we're going with that?
Yes, that's where we're going with it. Because anything that's regular, to give you an example, there was an investment I was in. It was in China, and I lost a good deal of money, and I called the SEC and talked to them. I wrote a report to them, and they came back and told me, well, we can't help you because they're not regulated. They're regulated with the SEC. So when you do unregulatory, it's good and bad. When you get involved with unregulatory things that are not regulated by the SEC and the government, then you take a risk, because you will not be able to recoup that. And so that's a risk that you kind of take. So crypto is something that's worldwide. It's a system that's linked all over the world. That decentralized crypto is already established, so it's not regulated. So you just understand that. However, there are some, like Coinbase is in the United States. So Coinbase is basically kind of regulated, even though they got decentralized coins. The company itself are regulated by and licensed with the U.S. government. So there's some things to that, but I would diversify in both. Once they come up with decentralized coins, I would have some centralized coins. But the government offer, I might buy some of that.
Okay.
Probably will. But I would still keep my decentralized. I will continue to diversify.
Okay. So help our audience out here, those that are still on the fence. Can you talk about some of the things that you're able to do on a daily basis, with your cryptocurrency as far as how you can use this currency in today's market?
I wish I had my card. So some people say that some people under the misunderstanding that they can't use their crypto or they can't spend their crypto. I'm gonna give you an example of how I spend my crypto. I walked into a Mercedes dealership 2 years ago, and I knowing crypto pretty well, and knowing what people's understanding of crypto was, I asked the salesperson, "Do you accept crypto?" He said, "Oh no, we don't accept crypto." So what I did was went to my crypto.com wallet. They give you a card, and it's got a Visa sign on it. The Visa connects to crypto. I went to my crypto.com card. I said, I pulled out my card and said, "Do you accept Visa?" "Oh yes, we accept Visa." I said, "Well, put this card on this Visa right here." So I went on my crypto.com app. It took me literally 15 seconds to transfer the money from my crypto.com, from my Bitcoin in my crypto.com over to my card. So in that time, by the time he walked to the machine, it was in that account. So he ran it. He said, "Whoa, it went through. It's good." I said, "You just accepted crypto." So you just accepted crypto. So people just don't understand. When I'm going to dinner, if I want to use on a small investment, I want to transfer. I don't transfer over unless I need it. I transfer money onto my card. I upload it. I hit upload my card. I upload it from Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Crypto.com coin, or Dogecoin. What I want to send the money to, I send it 10, 15 seconds. It's on that card. By the time I go out to dinner, it's a nice dinner. By the time I give the card to the waitress, by the time she gets to the merchant, it's on the card, comes back, "Thank you," and you just took Ethereum. So
So
yes.
here again for us non-technical guys. So it sounds like what you did was you took currency, American currency, converted it to
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin, saw the
Mm-hmm.
growth, then converted
Mm-hmm.
it back to currency, and then used the growth to buy the things that you wanted to buy. Is that a good analogy?
George, I think that Einstein don't have anything on you. That was when, you know, Einstein turned it over like, "Uh-oh, here comes George." That's exactly, I couldn't explain it better. That's exactly what happened. So I took my U.S. currency that I wired in from my U.S. bank into Crypto.com's account, which is out of New York, which is American. So no red flag because it goes to the wire there. But it's a custodial account for Crypto.com, which is located in Switzerland. And so it hits that account, and it goes into my wallet, my USD, and I go for my USD, and I buy my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, and all my cryptos from there. And they send me Crypto.com, I order the card, they send me a card, and I upload it to that card. So
Okay.
you're right, absolutely correct.
So
USD, crypto.
lastly, understanding it's not a stock, but understanding it does have some amount of volatility, and the fact that it has been going up and down from a consumer perspective. Where are we with Bitcoin right now? Is it up? Is it down? And when I say that, maybe say compared to 2-3 years ago, where are we with that from a investment opportunity?
I think right now Bitcoin is about 29,000. I looked at it earlier today. It's going between 28,000 and 30,000 per coin. So if you look at even that number, which is relatively low, went up to about 60,000, right before uh, Elon Musk purchased, I think, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So his portfolio is about half, but he's still holding on. So I believe that Bitcoin will continue to go up. I believe that right now is a good time. And the tip I'm giving you, CRO, crypto.com coin, is at about 4 or 5 cents. And I believe in the next 2 to 3 years, it'll be, $15, $20, $50 a coin. So in other words, crypto it's already made more millionaires than any other currency in history. And even with Bitcoin being down right now, it's still thousands of percent ahead of the current stock market, even being down, because crypto started at Bitcoin started less than a penny, and it's still at 30,000, 29,000 per coin. But you want to understand how to, take some of your profits when it goes up. So
Okay, excellent point. So let's drill down on that just a little bit. So you just named a coin that you believe will go up. Right now, you're saying it's a couple pennies, but you believe that it's going to go up to dollars. Explain to our audience what ensures you that this is going to happen, so that from an investor perspective, that gives them a little bit more clarity as to, do I get in? Obviously, like you said earlier, whatever you invest in, you've got to be able to sleep well at night, but we also want fact behind it. So just kind of tell our audience what are the indicators that make you, or would allow you to make that statement.
I'm glad you changed that, George, to indicators and not a surety, but because I've been married 2 times, so I'm never sure, and I don't have any guarantee. I wish, if I was sure, I would have did it right the first time. But that being said, let me tell you why. Crypto.com is now about the second, third largest platform in the world. That's one. They've embraced the United States. They've got significant investors out of the United States that have already invested in the crypto.com, even though they're located in Switzerland. That's 2. 3, they wanted to make a statement in the United States in terms of marketing and advertising. They bought the Staples Center. You can look it up, in California. So there's no longer the Staples Center. It's called the crypto.com Center. So I believe that they've got a foothold here in the United States. They're making significant investments in the United States. They have significant investors from the United States. So it just makes sense that like crypto, CRO, crypto.com coin, that is their signature coin. That's their own coin. So it's kind of like their own stock. So ultimately, I believe their stock, if you would use the word stock, will go up. And it's already seen 60 cents. When the market went down, when Bitcoin is the grandfather, when Bitcoin took a significant hit, guess what? And I don't want to talk about my sister-in-law, you can Google her, I won't say her name, but she works for, she's a CEO of a billion-dollar company. And I went to her, she says, Eliot, Bitcoin went down. I said, well, how is your retirement doing? Well, that went down 60% too. So, you gotta, you gotta look at the media and then listen to the media, that's fine, but look at the facts. They talk about crypto because they want you to be negative on crypto, but the stock market also took a dive. So that being said, I believe the stock market will come back. I believe crypto will come back. I believe the stock market and Bitcoin is pretty close linked together. And when the market comes back, with a bullish market, more confidence in the digital market ensue. I believe that Bitcoin will come back. Now, when Bitcoin comes back, all the other altcoins are going to shoot up. So when Bitcoin doubles, and this is my prediction, this is a prediction, when Bitcoin doubles from 30,000 to 60,000, crypto.com will go up 10 times.
Man.
It will go up 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? When Bitcoin went to 60,000, crypto.com was at 60 cents.
Wow.
And so Bitcoin has a significant influence on the rest of the coins. So, however, when you want to double your money, this is why I look at it. Now, if Elon Musk doubled his money, he made an extra $1 billion. But if you got $1,000 and it's all you got is $1,000, and you double your money, well, it's not going to change your address. You got 2,000. But if you go up 10 times or 1,000 times, 1,000%, that's actually 1,000%. It's done it before, crypto.com coin. Now you got a down payment to another address. So that's the indicators. Is the influence that crypto.com has in the United States. The fact that U.S. investors are invested in crypto.com, and the fact that U.S. crypto.com has invested back into the United States and bought the crypto.com center, bought the Staples Center.
Wow.
So,
Man, I tell you, man, it's too bad. The time I want to shoot this clock because the time is ticking. But man, I'm telling you, we're getting enjoying you so much here. I can truly understand how cyclical the business is, with its ups and downs and the correlation to the stock market, et cetera. I believe that's what brings on the scrutiny about the regulatory issues because of the correlation with the stock market. People want to put that label on it as a security. Obviously, the government wants to do it because, that's how they collect money, fees and interest. And I wish we had enough time where we could really go into the taxation of those gains that you have, because those gains, it appear to be like short-term capital gains, short-term gains and stuff like that, which we all know is taxed differently. But I know your course and your program has a way to reduce those taxes. All right. And so before we wrap up, though, I want you again to give our audience how can they go to your website or go to your course, learn about crypto, and more importantly, hey, learn how to properly invest in it. So have at it, Mr. Tabron.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. And I'll be quick with this. My website is winnerscircleint.com. Winnerscircleint.com. And you can actually join there and become a member. That gives you certain benefits and certain time with myself, because unfortunately I'll still give tips. I'll help people for free, but that gives you access to certain other information. Now, in terms of taxation, I do want to say that remember this: doesn't matter if your money's offshore, where you have your money at. The IRS has what's called lifestyle audit. So if you're saying you made $100,000 and you living in a $10 million house, so when I bought that $13 million house, I couldn't say I made $100,000 anymore. So you have to you got to go with, you got to make a choice. You can't. There are ways, and I can show you ways that will avoid taxation through establishing an LLC in a particular island, which I would share later. But establishing an LLC in that island that doesn't care a thing about the U.S. Okay? I hate to be that way, but this is the way the rich, the wealthy thinks. They want to be able to shelter, but your lifestyle, all you need, if you're making millions or hundreds of thousands in crypto, and you want to live that kind of a similar lifestyle, I would say live a little bit lower, but live a similar lifestyle, up your lifestyle. You can once you transfer your money from crypto back to USD, that's going to, and you're going to need to do that if you want to buy a house. So if I made a couple $100,000 in crypto and I want to buy a house and I can't show it, I need to transfer some of my winnings or my earnings back to USD, which takes about 30 seconds to do. And that shows that where your income, where the money's coming, so the bank sees. They may not, right now they're not at the place where they're going to take your crypto as earnings. So you have to transfer into a USD, but you're going to be taxed on that. And you do your taxes based on your on those earnings there. But there are ways that you can shift some of those access into trust and into LLCs offshore that are non-taxable. So
Great stuff, man. Really good stuff. Definitely got to have you back on to, talk to our audience a little bit more. So, consider this a platform anytime you want to use it. Just let us know. We're more than happy to let you come back on and educate our audience, because that's so important. Because, like you say, the press is always going to give you their slant on what they think they want you to know. And that's one of the purposes, we have the Crotchety Old Man podcast, so, they can hear it first. If there's an opportunity out there, we want to let them know about it. We want to expose them to as much as we can. We want to educate them so that they can make the proper decision that's going to allow them to sleep at night. And we're going to provide the information to let them know, here it is, folks. You make your choice to do what you need to do to support your family. So, Eliot, appreciate, man, really coming on and giving us this information. I've learned, as always, I learned something new today, which will help me. And that's what it's all about, every day learning something. So, Smitty, you got to take us on. What you got to take us on with the...
All right, man. I'm so full on Mr. Tabron, man. I'm telling you. I think this quote will serve us properly for this week. The task is not so much to see what no one has yet seen, but to think what nobody has yet thought about that which everybody sees. That's a practical quote, man, by Arthur Schopenhauer. And I hope you let that sink in, because I think it goes right back to Eliot's first statement about seeing things. He wanted something different than what his current reality was. And unless you see something that everybody can't see your vision, like no one else can see your dream. All right. And so Eliot is a living testimony and the epitome of success. And I just commend you. God bless you. And may all our listeners be blessed this week.
All right.
Well. All right.
All right. And as we always say on the Crotchety Old Man, if you didn't know, now you know. Take care. Peace. Thanks, Eliot.
Peace.
Thank you. Hi, this is Gary Smith of the Crotchety Old Men podcast. Are you looking for ways to create generational wealth on a passive income basis? Then reach out and grab a copy of my new book, 5 Keys to Creating Passive Income with Commercial Real Estate. It's available now at Amazon.com. Again, that's the 5 Keys to Creating Passive Income with Commercial Real Estate.